university people from not saying everything once more again. One reason we are here is the noble cause of science. Science is hardly science without careful observation, without good experiments, yet little is the value of an experiment not reproduced. Thus, it is our duty to keep repeating experiments, no matter how successful their previous outcome. Over and over again, we have to show that they invariably yield the same results, independent of time, independent of experimenter. Repetitio fundamentum studiorum. But here I am not talking about just any experiment. I am referring to the experiment. An experiment of greatest, let's not be too modest, of global applicability. The degassing experiment. Not only does it illustrate the nature of many an explosive chemical reaction, but it is at the very basis of our understanding of why volcanoes blow up. Now, without further ado, the experiment. As an analog for a magma at lithospheric conditions, use a multinary aqueous solution with a CO2 content of about 2.5 weight %, corresponding to that of quite a number of natural multi-component silicate melts. The bottle-shaped container represents the solid wall rock enclosing the magma chamber. The analog system is at a pressure of 0.6 MPa and a temperature of about 278 Kelvin. We loosen the cork and thereby provoke fracture failure along the cylindrical vent of our magma chamber model system. This causes a slight pressure release and triggers the explosion, a consequence of the dramatic difference in the partial molar properties of the volatile components in the liquid and gaseous phase. Note that for future studies should include the ballistics of the cork as a means to calculate the Gibbs free energy of the gases. Another point, probably worth mentioning again, is the misleading impression passers-by could gain from superficial glances at what we are doing here.
Kurt's double fisting it. Yeah, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Very suitable and most carefully selected analog liquids. Judging from appearance, the uninitiated might mistake it as nothing but a beverage. A beverage strictly forbidden on campus. Thus, doubt could be cast on the seriousness of our endeavor. But science requires a strong character, particularly from those who make it their business. Often we are judged or misjudged by wrong impressions outsiders form. We have to live with this. Here, too, we need moral strength, because we have to live with whatever misconception and false accusations our experimental work might entail. Yet there is consolation. If our experiments are remembered, the afterworld will do us justice. It goes without saying that we wholeheartedly support the laws and rules of this excellent university, and hold to the idea that those rules reflect to us the wisdom of its outstanding leaders, and the idea of breaking them would be most foreign to us. Quite on the contrary, if on campus there is a place where, in the honorable service of science, it is not only acceptable, but quite inescapable and perfectly legal to handle and to experiment with aqueous solutions of C2H5OH, then this must be the chemistry department, the department where most of us work and all of us are affiliated with one way or another. To those who, despite these weighty reasons, still doubt the legality of our doings here, don't worry, nothing can happen. You are safe. By the powers invested in me, as my capacity as a representative of a Royal Dutch University teacher, and for the time of our experiment and celebration, I herewith give the former location of the gazebo and its surroundings extraterritorial status, and declare it a temporary enclave belonging to the Kingdom of Denmark. The gazebo, or former location of the gazebo, an adjacent 20-yard zone, therefore, under the Danish flag and outside the jurisdiction of ASU. The Danish flag plus, if necessary, some yellow tape would be sufficient proof. These series of degassing experiments on the lawn were started in 1980 by a visiting Royal Danish University teacher to mark a very important event, the birthday of his employer, Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark. This way, the traditions of ASU were enriched by a touch of tradition from Northern European Kingdom, the oldest kingdom in the world. It has existed for more than 1,200 years and was ruled by an uninterrupted succession of kings and queens. Thus, the toast is to Her Majesty, the Queen of Denmark. Dronningen længe leve. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah.
Cheers. Cheers. Want me to put this down?